I'm on the Mississippi River just north of a major metropolitan area, and you're not going to see boats, you're not going to see cabins. What you are going to see is a whole bunch of wild smallmouth bass, and I'm going to show you exactly how to catch them this week on the water. There he is, got him that time. He just sucked it up from underneath. You know, locations that you want to look for in situations like we're in right now, and this is a little bit out of the ordinary. We've got dropping water. And usually by now the water is really stabilized at this time of year, but right now it's finally dropping. And what we've had to do is we've worked around this island. We've spent a lot of time trying to find these fish. And where we finally have gotten on them is in a little neck down area, and these fish are sitting right on that current seam, and that's a great smallie right there. But what we got to do, what you need to do is just keep looking and keep looking. And I probably walked this whole island twice before we finally got to this little neck down area, and this right here is where they're holding. The key is just hitting that current seam. As soon as I hit that current seam, I'm just fine. And then you can see that neck down there, and there's actually current rolling through there. And then there's this calm area right here, and that's what they just love. So that's what you want to look for. It doesn't matter what river you're fishing at this time of year. When the current starts going down, you want to find the areas where it necks down a little bit and you have current, and that's where you're going to find smallies like this one. Got him. Look at that guy. He just came roaring off of that little, you know, it just goes to show you, there's a little stick in the water there. And I just wanted to run this popar past there, and that's what I did. And there he was. Presentations I'm using to catch these fish, they're fun. They're fun presentations to fish. Let me tell you why. They're topwater. You can see things happening. What I'm using here, this is a Rebel popar. And this, ooh, there he goes. Well, that's good enough. We were gonna let him go anyway, but this is a Rebel popar that I'm using here, okay? Then I'm also gonna use a, you know, like an Excalibur Zell pop. Either one of them, you can pop them along the surface and you can cast to those current seams. And what I actually do is I cast out to these current areas and I try to come back across the current and I let it just kind of drift down and pop it as I go. There's very little reeling until I'm down past the current area. Now, every now and then you do want to fish some of these slack areas like I just did and got that fish off of that stick. But that's the primary presentation that'll catch these smallmouth at this time of year. Now, there's one other thing I do, and it works pretty effectively to find fish, and that's using a buzzbait. I use a Booyah Buzzbait. I'll cast this thing out and I'll just run it in a huge fan cast every time I pull into a new spot. When I walk into a new area, a lot of times that'll cover water a lot faster and allow me to get after fish that I might not know if they're there with the popar because I've got to bounce it along as I go. Yes, got it. Look at that. That just goes to show you, keep on paying attention while you're reeling in. Look at this. This thing hit so close that I got water all over my glasses. There he is. Got him. Oh boy. This guy came out like a bullet. You know, I just said that I would be very surprised if I didn't get one on that cast because that thing was coming right by that spot, and that's probably the biggest one we've got today. That's the only thing, you know, about using super line is you gotta be real careful grabbing it like I was trying to do there. That's a great smallie right there. You know, I think the key to the catch today has been really, really simple. It's been finding a little area where there's current coming through, it's neck down, but it's working the whole area. And what I mean by that is I've caught fish over there in the current on that shoreline. I've caught fish up a little bit, and then I've caught fish right back here. And it just goes to show you these fish will mill around at different times of the day and just keep moving. So the key is to just keep moving. Eventually, we're gonna wear these fish down, and I'm gonna have to go find another little spot like this. And like I told you earlier, I've walked all the way around this long island trying to find these exact spots. When we got on them, there's a whole pile of them in here. But as the day wears on and these fish move, you just gotta move with them. It's a lot of fun. Nothing quite like wade fishing and catching fish like that one. That's a fun smallmouth right there. There he is. That's him. I knew it was him. That's where he lives. There he is. Got him that time. Look at that. That's a walleye. You know, I think that is probably about the neatest thing there is to fishing in rivers. I've caught pike today. I came out here targeting smallmouth bass, and there's a nice little 16-inch walleye on a popper, so we'll be able to take some dinner home with us as well. You know, it's been a great summer being out here fishing and bringing this to you every week. And we're headed into the Labor Day holiday, and we're gonna take a little break from this, and I'm gonna do a little bit of hunting, but we're gonna come right back with more of this and show you exactly how to catch them week in, week out on the ice. And we're gonna start that right around December 1st, depending on how the ice conditions are. So look for us to be back then. This is a great way to finish my summer months up though, right here.